Hello you guys, and welcome back to another video. So this piece does contain spoilers for the Warrior Cats books, and I was really in the mood to do an emotional Gray Stripe painting poster because I just read Gray Stripe's Vow and it's very good. So I really wanted to do this piece, and again, this video does contain spoilers for the Warrior Cats series, and they're not like major spoilers, but you know, if you don't want spoilers, then maybe not the video for you. But anyway, I really wanted to do Gray Stripe with his Firestar and Raven Paw when they're in StarClan, and then he's just like crying and miserable. Because I wanted an excuse too to practice expressions, because I'm not great at expressions, but I think I captured this pretty well. I feel small pupils and like big eyes with upturned eyebrows and tears get a pretty good effect, but for Raven Paw and Firestar, I had some problems because I was originally just gonna make them like the heads and then have their eyes closed, but that ended up looking very like I was kind of scared to draw the eyes, which guys, eyes are very fun to do, like, and I don't have difficulty at all. And originally I was actually gonna make Ravenpaw silver stream. Oh my gosh, and I don't know, that could have worked, but I ended up settling on Ravenpaw just to make the trio. And then I also did like a cracked star in the middle because it looks cool and I wanted to. But there's really not too much to say really about the sketch. I did end up giving Firestar and Ravenpaw bodies though, because they looked kind of weird with like Gray Stripe having a body and then they don't, so I ended up giving them bodies. And I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this, but I think it turned out okay. And guys, this is definitely my longest video so far, so bear with me here. And this piece I think took me almost 3 hours, and I did take breaks in between because it's been another travel day, so I haven't had time. But yeah, I did not have too much time to work on this piece, but I like getting a video out at least every like 2 days or something because it's fun and it helps me continue to draw, and then hopefully I'll get better. I don't know, who knows. But I did have some issues with Ravenpaw, and at the end when you guys see the final result, I actually made his neck shorter because I felt that his neck was a bit long. Like compared to Firestar's, his neck is pretty long. But there wasn't really too much of an issue with Firestar or Gray Stripe. But I did have a bit of an issue with Firestar's coloring because I've already drawn him twice in my Warrior Cats like big poster with the whole of ThunderClan, and then I also drew him just standing alone because, you know, he's Firestar. I like Warrior Cats, can't really go wrong. But I did end up having to copy his design because I don't want him to look different in every piece I do. And for Ravenpaw, I did give him a little raven like flying around because I thought it looked dramatic and cool. I was originally going to give Firestar like fire, but it clashes a lot with his fur. And I know the raven is technically like the same color as Ravenpaw's fur, but I don't know, it made the piece feel very crowded, and I wanted it to be pretty simple. And when I do get back to my house, I'm just gonna have like, I'm gonna print all these out as posters and hang them on my wall because, I mean, yeah, why not? I did end up using I guess the like copy and paste tool, and I did copy his other eye because I'm lazy, but it's fine. I did have a bit of a debate because I wasn't really sure if I wanted to make his face just like black lines, you know, like in those like cartoony styles when the character is sad, it's just like black scribbles across their face. And I kind of met in the middle, so you can still see his eyes, but I did add like scribbles across his face, and I hope it looks okay. But I tried to get each cat design to look, you know, like unique and you're able to tell who is who. And for Gray Stripe, I always imagine him being this like he has really like a long fluffy tail, and he's pretty furry in general. Like he has a lot of like floof, and he's also a bit of a chunker, so I tried to emulate that a little bit. And then for Raven Paw, he is more of a slender cat in my opinion, so I ended up not giving him as much fur. I still gave him, you know, little tufts of fur because all cats have fur except Sphinx cats, and well, most cats in the books have fur, minus Rock, of course, but I did end up making him a little fluffier than I probably would have done if I did this again. I don't know, I always think of Ravenpaw as like looking like a Wind Clan warrior or something, and I don't know why, but I feel like that's like a pretty common fan interpretation of him, like pretty slender and thin because he's black, and most Wind Clan cats we know are black, or black and white at least. Night Pelt, Crow Feather, Breeze Pelt, and Tall Star are mostly black. Well, Tall Star is like white and black, but you know, you guys get the gist. There's a lot of black Wind Clan cats, so I've always kind of associated him with Wind Clan, even though I know he lives with Barley. But it's fine. For Firestar's design, I always give him long ears. I don't know what it is about him, but I have a tendency to give him really long ears, and his ears are getting longer each time I draw him. Like, I look back at the first drawing I did of him for coloring reference, and I realized how like much longer I made his legs in this piece. You can see for Raven, I almost want to call him Ravenclaw, but Raven Paws, Raven, I don't draw birds. I own 2 birds, but I tried drawing 1 bird every day, and I got to day 3, and I decided to draw a toucan, which is a dumb idea. Like, I thought, oh, it's gonna be easy, right? No, toucans' proportions are so hard because of their beak is like so long, but if you make it too long, it looks off, but if you make it too short, it looks off, and like you have to have the head big enough, but you don't want the head too big because then the beak looks off. So no, I kind of just quit after that. And maybe I'll be able to find some pictures another time and show you guys my old bird drawing sketchbook. I want to do some traditional art stuff on the channel too. It's definitely more digital art focused, but I want to do a couple traditional art things just because, you know, why not? I can show you guys my full thing. I could also do like a painting tour where I like show you guys some of the paintings I've done. And guys, most of my traditional art paintings, this might surprise you, but they're normally at least like 3-4 foot tall. Like, I do really big paintings, and 95% actually of the time it's just giant glowing space mushrooms, because for some reason I find it a lot easier to draw animals digitally rather than traditionally. Maybe it's because you have the undo and erase button, and it's much easier to erase digitally, and maybe it's that, or maybe, oh, actually, I kind of just forgot I never flipped the canvas. Uh-oh, guys, just, no, don't flip your screen. I see what you're gonna do, don't do it, no, but, oh my gosh, the expressions. I really like Gray Stripe's expression, like, but he's giving more ash fur, like, not gonna lie. Like, I feel like that looks more like ash fur or like squirrel flight when she's betrayed by ash fur. But it's fine. I wanted to kind of amplify the expressions. And again, I was gonna make their eyes close, and I like that for Ravenpaw, but I don't think Firestar would be like that, so I ended up making his eyes open, and he like looks very sorry for Gray Stripe, I hope. Well, that's what I was trying to capture, so it's good enough, but oh my gosh, now we're getting on to the coloring process, and my coloring tool is broken again, so I have to manually fill in everything, and I guess I'll come back to you guys when the base color is down for Gray Stripe. Well, actually, I do each character individually, so I color and shade and add the details to Gray Stripe, and then I color and shade, add the details to Firestar, which is, I know a lot of artists usually just block in all the base colors and like first of the whole piece and then go in and add detail, but I find it works better for me when I add the shadows and whatnot before I block in the other characters. I don't know, I feel like it just lets me focus more on the one character rather than looking around and seeing what else I need to finish on the rest of the piece, and it helps me focus more on what I'm doing. But I kind of struggle with his eyes, and I don't think they look quite right. I don't know if they're exactly amber colored. I don't know. I didn't Google a reference for amber colored cat eyes, so we'll see. But I did end up doing so much correcting to my sketch. Like, even like when I was nearing the end of the process, I went back and corrected my sketch like 20 times or something, like just erasing little spots. And yeah, I did a lot of correcting. This piece, that was probably why this piece took me so long, but I'm pretty happy with the end result. And I don't know, I'm not really sure what I would have done differently. I really like it. I like the composition, and I think it gives a dramatic, sad feel. But if you haven't read Warrior Cats, it kind of doesn't make sense. But it's fine, it's fine. But you can see here, I say so much. But for Firestar, I just copied his colors off of my other artwork, and you can see he has like bat ears, like oh, like his ears in my original piece look so much smaller. And then also, even in his Warrior Cat poster, his features were generally, like, his ears were a lot smaller. But it's like my style for Firestar. I like giving him long ears. I also didn't really give him a star on his face. I was originally going to give him this like little like floating star thing in front of his head, but since him and Raven Paw are supposed to be in Star Clan at this point, I didn't want to, because it's not really the leader star. He's not really a leader anymore. But it's fine, it's fine. I did end up giving him like a little white spot on his forehead. It wasn't really a star, but it was a little spot. And I hope that works. It kind of, you get the same idea. And in here, I had a bit of issues with his eye. And I do make his nose generally like longer than I would with like Grease Stripe and Raven Paw. You can see his nose is shorter. And I'm not sure why this is. I just give him like a long nose and large bat ears in general. Yeah, not 100% sure why, but it's fine. I did struggle a little adding the white and getting the colors to look similar, and you know, getting his pattern to look the same, because guys, I made such a big mistake when I decided to make his pattern this complex, because I know I can copy it stripe for stripe every time I draw him. So his stripes will all like change a little bit each time I draw him, but I try to keep the heart in the middle of his flank, I guess. But I just middle of him, I guess, probably makes more sense. But I mean, it's okay, it's okay. I don't know if I'm such a huge fan of it in this design, but it's okay. It's like his characteristic thing now for me, so I can't go back on it, can I? But looking back, I probably should have added a little more of the darker color to the top of his back, but it's fine because I ended up lowering the opacity since he's technically like in Star Clan, so it all worked out. But I'll let this coloring process just play out a little bit until I'm I guess finished with the main like bases of coloring, and then we can talk more, because I know you guys don't want to hear me talk for 20 minutes straight, because that's always fun. But anyway, I'll come back to you guys when something interesting starts to happen. So now we come back to Raven Paw, our little troublesome boy, because trust me, guys, I personally, this is my opinion, but coloring is probably my least favorite step. Now, don't get me wrong, adding shading and highlights and detailing to your piece after you colored it, that is really fun. My issue is when you have to color in the base layer, because you guys, I don't have Clip Studio Paint or Krita or any of those, so you can't just select the outline automatically and fill it in, so I have to manually fill it in, and it's not the most fun thing ever, especially when I end up moving so many of his features around. It's such a pain to color and recolor, and oh my gosh. And you can see here, I thought he looked really weird, so I tried to give him another back leg, and am I exactly happy with this? I mean, it's not the worst. You guys know I do not like drawing legs, and for some reason, just back legs, especially when they're in the background, like, they just, no. And you can see here, no. Guys, I'm lost for words. Like, I should have made his wrist apparent, because his legs should not just be sticking out straight like that, but you guys can't see it, right? And I might end up fixing this later, but am I too lazy to completely redo this voiceover? Maybe. It's also like 10 at night, so oh my gosh, you guys. But I'm a little tired, and my other members of my family are trying to sleep, so I have to be quiet, because maybe I woke people up by closing the little hotel fridge too hard. Please tell me, you guys have done that, right? Where your rest of your family's sleeping. We have connecting rooms, so they basically connect. So there's one room, and then there's another door to the other room. They're like right next to each other. Please tell me you guys have accidentally shut the hotel fridge too hard, and it's woken your sister up who is currently sick. No, but let's do a little story time, because that's fun. But basically, the day I posted the video where I said I was getting sick, most likely, I think it was the critiquing my old art video, my throat was like a little sore and scratchy, and this morning I woke up and I didn't feel awesome, but I was like, whatever, I'm sure it's just morning, my throat is gross from that sort of thing. But as the day like progressed, my throat, I started to taste like the sick more, like you guys know what the taste is, it's not good. And I started to feel more nauseous, and when we had to go to the airport, it was like so hard because I was trying not to throw up, and it was so bad. But luckily I feel basically back to normal, so I'm thinking it was probably COVID, because it was like a day and then it was completely gone, and I don't know. We'll see, but we are going to be returning to my house tomorrow, and I'm so excited because we've been gone for like 3 weeks, so always good to be home. Yeah, so I'm excited, but we do have like a 10-hour flight, which I'm not excited about, but it's a big airplane, and they serve you food. Like, I mean, come on, guys. You feel like royalty. You get served food. I mean, the food is kind of gross, but you guys, airplane food, not good. Bring your own snacks. Trust me on this one. I mean, for all of you guys who have flown before, airplane food is disgusting. I know they have like sandwiches and stuff too, like meat sandwiches, and I never have the stomach to even try it, even when I'm really hungry, because it's so gross. I really don't have too much else to say about this piece. I added some stars to like the raven wings and also to the cats. I also ended up giving them constellations just to make it more clear that they were dead. But I'm really happy with Gray Stripe in this piece. Oh, I love him. I love him so much. But I'm saying but now. I ended up changing the background color from this light blue to this like dark burgundy red. But anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!